Hey, good morning, everyone. So this is what I do with my hair. I'm sorry for the people that's boring. For coconut oil all the way. It's like £2.50 for, or you can get it for like £5, for a whole kilo in Asda of coconut oil. Anyway, this war business. So when I was pregnant with my son, I don't watch TV. We had a Al Jazeera television when I was married to my the first ex-husband, and there was this show on Channel 4. So I very rarely watched TV, my own TV. It was always Arabic news or whatever, Moroccan shows. But there was a show that I waited 2 weeks to watch. It was the top 10 ways the world would end. It got down to number 8, 9, or number 2, 1. And the one before last was a global pandemic. And the top one was World War III. And there was this woman from, I don't know, one of the global, news people, whatever. I'm really awful. I really don't watch TV or the news. She said, we are 3 minutes from the hour. It's not a matter of if, but when. And that was 13 years ago, 13 and a half years ago. I was pregnant with my son. He's 13 now. And I saw that same woman about, 2, 3 years ago. And she said, the invasion of Russia on Ukraine is the beginning of World War III. It's going to be long and it's going to be costly. And I knew it. And Russia was in conflict with Ukraine over a fresh drinking pipe. Christian people, Jesus said, in the end times, this river will be empty and the people will say, there used to be water here. And that was on the news about 10, 15 years ago. That was on the news. The river Euphrates or something. There's a lot of biblical terms about the rivers running dry. The pharaohs of Egypt, why do you think they moved west? They didn't disappear. Okay, the rivers ran dry. There used to be provisions of water there. It ran dry. People are not talking about this because they don't want people to go into panic, because we die in 3 days without clean drinking water. And they've removed every kind of video talking about day zero. Mexico is there. Venezuela is there. They can't even take a shower in some parts. I saw there was a man with living in his store, his own shop. He had no drinking water on a tap. And South Africa is there. So these countries are going to be the safest. Apparently New Zealand, but then China wants, because they've got provisions of clean drinking water there. There was a reason. This was the reason why. New Zealand did not give money to Ukraine at the beginning of that invasion because China is silencing them. And these are things that they are not addressing. And I'm very sorry. They're showing us these planes. They're also showing us, stupid news to distract us. And you really need to get yourself right, because we don't know what's going to happen. And a lot of people have already lost their minds. And there's nothing we can do about this. There is nothing. I wouldn't even trust going into a bunker. People down there are going to... Imagine the mental state of people today. Even if there was. No chance. No chance. Look at people when you just go outside today. Their mental state. Can you imagine? Could you imagine if the government stuck a load of autistic children down in a bunker? Everyone would lose their minds. So I have no idea exactly what is going to happen and when. But like that woman said on that show that I waited to watch, it's not a question of if, but when. And why? There's too many people on the planet. There's even a statue in, I think it's Georgia. There's a statue, and the government have put the rules. And one of the top rules is keep the global population under 500 million, or 500, I can't remember the exact number, what it was. And this is why we have pandemics. This is why we have wars. And I don't think it's anything more sinister. They have to manage the world. There's not enough provisions, clean drinking water. They're talking about the oil and we're going all electric. You know, are they putting these electric cars and electric robots? Like, are they in the bunkers underground? You know, so they can kill off a load of us. Like, who knows? And I'm really sorry if this is going to freak out a lot of people. It's the first thing in the morning. A lot of people are in hospital right now, and a lot of people have been in hospital for a long time. And there's a lot of people that have passed away. And there's lots of people that have cancer. There's a lot of people, you know, going through crimes. 2 women every week are, you know, their lives are taken by their intimate partner in England alone. You know, it's inevitable. Our time will come regardless. It could happen before we start to get bombed. It's out of our control. And if you are worried, if you are scared, then you should probably devote some time to some prayers, some self-analysis, some personal development. Stay away from people that are holding you back. Stay away from the distractions. You know, we're going to be questioned on how we spent our wealth, what we did with our health, how we treated people. And it's all going to matter what people said about us. Was you a menace? Was you upsetting people? You know, did you bring any good? Was you of any value? You're going to be asked, and you are going to suffer. So this is like internally what we're scared of. We're not scared of the pain of it being over. We're scared of the unknown. So the only thing that I can recommend to everybody is to get your shit together and to be a good person, because that's all that we're going to take with us. And it's sad, it's awful, especially for us with children. But, you know, this is life, and a lot of people have gone. And a lot of people feel, you know, entitled, this sense of entitlement, and they feel like they don't deserve for it to happen to them. We're all human beings and we're all going to go. So I wish for the best for everybody, and we don't know what's going to happen. It's very unpredictable at the moment. We're seeing all these planes going around, but I know what's going on. And most of us, you know, you can put your fingers in your ears, but I think it's time to work on your character and start saying some prayers. I'll catch up with you later on. See ya.